let's get to our next guest, and it ties in with the vaccination program. A Montreal developer has created a website that makes finding that vaccine appointment even easier. How often have you gone to Click Santé and, you want to find an appointment for yourself, and you've got to end up, clicking a lot of places and going back and forth in order to find a spot, a location that has appointments? Well, Baptiste Laget is on the line. He's the creator of vaxstat.ca, VAXSTAT, vaxstat.ca. Baptiste, thanks so much for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
Baptiste, by the way, refresh my memory here, because I remember interviewing you ages ago at the old show I was at.
3 years ago.
What was the project? What were we talking about that?
It was the road construction in St. Catherine. I feel like I'm always making a website when I feel like there is an issue with some maps involved in public directions.
Okay, good. My memory is jogged. So now Vaxstat, well, it's got a map, that's for sure, and you're using the Quebec government's data, and you're integrating it with your website to make a visually more informative page. Why don't you tell our audience about it?
So it all started, I must say, with my mom checking Click Santé, I'd say 3 times a day, to see when she could get a shot. She's too young to be in the program right now. So she was checking it every day, and I was thinking that there must be a better solution to help you find it, because the process takes a little bit of different steps for you to actually get to your vaccination center page. So I decided to put everything on a map with all the different availabilities, and also have, just a vaccine appointment finder where you could just say, hey, I need to get vaccinated today. Show me where. So this is how it came to life.
So how does it work? Like, how are you getting the data? Technically, is there like a big old pipe that the government provides, or you'd have to do some funny business to get this?
I would say it's a mix between the different things. Like there is a big pipe where the data is coming from. And I noticed that basically somebody going on Click Santé was making certain requests to Click Santé. And what I did is I looked at those different requests and I automated them and I made them on a regular schedule, basically. Gotcha. So it's not documented. They don't say, please get our data, but also it's still something that's public. So it's maybe funny business, but I think it's legit.
I was looking online, and we follow each other on Twitter, and that's how I found out about the website that you had launched this. And I saw some people tweeting at you saying, "Hey, thank you so much. I was able to nab an appointment that I wouldn't have normally seen." Can you tell our listeners about the advantage that your website vaxstat.ca has over the traditional website for finding an appointment?
Yeah. So basically, when you actually go on Click Santé, the first thing they ask you is obviously your postal code to find where there is availability around you. But they will present you with centers that may not have any availability. So you have to go through the list and say, oh, they might have availabilities in the next 7 days, for example, and then book an appointment there. Now, if any spot frees up tomorrow or this afternoon, you won't get a notification saying, hey, by the way, we might have an appointment sooner. So if you're on my website, and that's what happened to some of the people that reached out, they had an appointment for, next week, for example, but just by checking on the website yesterday, they were able to find an appointment same day with this website.
I'd love to know your thoughts, Baptiste, because if you type in the name of a state or a province and then add the words website problems, you'll get news articles for every single province. But I would love to know your take technically on Click Santé itself and how they've done with launching, with having this website. Click Santé has been around for a while, but they've integrated the COVID-19 vaccines. I want your honest take on how they're doing it compared to some other places you've looked at.
So, I think they answered kind of to an urgency, and Click Santé, as you said, was around for a long time, and it's always geared towards booking an appointment at a doctor, at your clinic to get a vaccine, at your local pharmacy. So I think this might be what's a little different with the situation we're in, is you don't have a preference where you would get vaccinated. Like, I don't really care if I get vaccinated at Palais des Congrès or the Olympic Stadium. So that's the idea. I think that Click Santé might be missing, but I can't blame them because I can only imagine as a developer the rush they must be into. But basically, this is when I looked at other jurisdictions, and including in the United States, some states are now vaccinated the general population, and this is really how it works. It's just like, is there a shot today? And I think the more we move towards general population vaccination, the more we'll need solution that answers this question.
And do you think, by the way, we've got to wrap up here, Baptiste, but come Thursday, Friday, when the next phase ramps up, your website will be able to do this exact same thing and keep doing what you're doing, even with the more appointments?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to grow, and it's going to take the more data as it grows.
Baptiste Laget is the creator of vaxstat.ca, VAXSTAT, vaxstat.ca, and it's another way where you can find an appointment through the Click Santé website. So thanks so much, Baptiste. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.